I don't know. It's like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, you know, like I tweeted about it and it's like, it does suck. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I think it does make things a little bit more dangerous because 15% is definitely a reasonable amount of weight to gain back. I think that's a reasonable number. But they have to realize too that there are fighters, like a good number of fighters, that gain back more than that. And those are going to be, you know, a lot of guys that are in the top 10, top 15. There's going to be guys that are fighting important fights that, you know, just have the ability to cut more weight than the average person. And maybe they're going to be 3 pounds over, 5 pounds over that 15% weight limit once they rehydrate. And, you know, I just think it could affect some really big, important fights. I think there's going to be guys that might end up in that situation and then they end up cutting weight before the fight. I think that's super dangerous. I understand them wanting to ban severe weight cutting. You know, I get it. I understand why they're doing what they're doing. I'm just not sure that this particular step is like the best one to take right now. I don't know. Weight cutting is still pretty kind of a new science, and I think a lot of guys still do weight cut in a really poor manner, you know, and not that any of it is like great for us, but just I think there's a lot of guys that don't have a good handle on their weight cut. Either they're not disciplined or they don't really know what they're doing. They'll have these terrible weight cuts and then they have a terrible rehydration process too. That I don't know, maybe it's just not as effective as it could be. So, and then maybe they have to cut weight again the next day. I don't know. I think there are a lot of problems with weight cutting. I get that they're trying to fix it. I just think that, you know, forcing guys to reweigh in at a certain number is not the way. Last time I was 144. I've gotten up to 145 before. So 144 is like a quarter of a pound outside the limit, right? So in that case, like a quarter of a pound is not that much, right? I'll lose a pound just warming up. So that's not a big deal. But those fights were in the morning too. You know what I mean? So I actually had less time to rehydrate for those fights than I would maybe for a normal fight night where I get to fight at like 6 or 7 p.m. So, and that's the kind of case that I'm talking about. I don't want to play with my career. Like, I don't want to show up to the fight and I'm trying to be as safe as possible and do everything as well as I can and have my fight canceled when I've already done all the hard work and then they just take away the fun part. You know what I mean? I don't even want to play with that. So hopefully we'll get this move done and get right into a camp. So ideally, like end of January, I think is ideal, but really whenever we get this move done and then, yeah, I'll be ready.